What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto Mavericks podcast. Super excited to have on our guest today, Spencer Bogad from NFL All Day. Excited for the NFL season to be back and to chop it up with you. So, welcome back, Spence.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think it was last fall, last time I was with you guys. Always happy to talk football and NFL all day. So thanks for having me.
Yep, forgot to intro my co-host. You guys know Brian. We don't need to talk about him. But let's dive in. Everyone's excited for the football season to be back. At least we are. Yeah, tell us for those that don't know All Day, why don't you just give us a really quick intro into All Day?
Yeah, NFL All Day is the official digital collectible of the NFL and the NFLPA. And basically what we take is the plays that happen on the field, we take them and create what are called moments, which are digital collectibles, video highlights of the plays you watch every week, and they get put into packs that you can rip open and chase, really awesome grail moments. You think of last season, like the Saquon Barkley hurdle, the Jaden Daniels Hail Mary to win it against the Bears, the plays from the Super Bowl. There's so many to mention, but all those plays from last season and past seasons and the best plays in history become collectibles that you can collect and use in different game modes and different challenges and build your collection to earn all sorts of different rewards, which I'm sure we'll discuss here today. But yeah, that's essentially what NFL Day is.
Yeah, I've been collecting NFL Day since the get-go when you guys are in beta. Are you guys still in beta? Because NBA Top Shot was in beta for the last
Yeah,
5 years. And
we don't broadcast that we're still in beta, but I think technically, I don't know if we ever went into beta or left beta, but it's kind of a gray area with all day. I think we're just following Top Shot there in that department.
well, tell us what's new. We know about gaming was play 'em, pick 'em.
Yeah.
You got fantasy on different tiers. What's new, what's out, what's in now these days.
Yeah, there's so much that we learned last season, and if you look at like Joe, you're a perfect example of someone that's been around from the get-go. You could look at every season of NFL Day, and every year there's improvements, there's new things to do, and we're just kind of adding on to the entire experience. And in the early days, it was open packs and sell packs, sell moments. That was essentially what it was. And now there's so much to do. So. Last season, we introduced this game mode called Playbook, which essentially you're using your collection and different requirements each week. You're making predictions based on what was going to happen in the NFL that week. And if you got all your predictions right, which is kind of hard to do, you would win the reward, which was site balance that you could use to go purchase other moments for future weeks, for future rosters that you wanted to build out. So this year, we actually took the game modes to a whole new level. So Playbook is still here, it's still great, but instead of an all-in, all-out approach where you have to get every prediction right to win, there's now tiered rewards and leaderboards where you can kind of track how you're stacking up against other collectors. So before the week even starts, you can see in week one, in the pro mode, you could win $10,000 in site balance if based on the predictions you got right. But don't worry, if you didn't get them all right, there's tiered rewards. So myself, I finished in 23rd, which was, pretty good. We had, I think, over 6,000 unique
Ooh.
entries across all of the game modes. I won $150 to spend on the site. So as you go down, you could still do pretty good, still, work out pretty great and win rewards. So we built that out. There's a free mode, which is completely free to play. Just come on in. There's rewards associated with that. So there's no reason why any fan should not be playing on that mode. Then you have classic, which is just kind of a step up from that, where you do need to own moments, but it's kind of a simplified version. And then pro mode, where you need a deep collection, you need different badges, you need different sets, you need different plays, you need moments from different series. You just got to kind of check back in each week and see what's up for grabs. But the stakes are high, so lots of rewards on the line. Then, if you move over into two other game modes that we introduced this season, one and done and pick 'em. So these are two free to play game modes. Again, any NFL fan may see something that's very similar on other sites, specifically with Pick'em. You're literally picking what teams do you think are going to win each week, and every week, you're stacking points based on how well you did, and at the end of the season, there's rewards on the line for how well you did all season long. And then one and done, last but not least, you're making predictions each week. Um, based on yardage totals for a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back. And based on how many yards those players get, you kind of bank those points, and it's a season-long game. The catch is, though, each week you can't use players ever again. So if you use Joe Burrow in week one, you can't use him the rest of the season. So there's a ton of strategy involved with that game, looking ahead to bye weeks matchups. And again, both free to play, so anyone should hop in and take a look. So that's game modes has really taken the next step. We like to think that it's the best Web3 gaming experience where you're actually using your collection in Web3 to earn rewards. We like to say it's the best experience that exists.
This is great. You're introducing these new game modes. I have NFL all day moments, and I haven't done any of these, so I'm gonna jump on it for this week.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love myself a good pick 'em.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, everyone. The funny thing about Pick'em is before the week starts, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get all these right, and then you check back, you're like, how did I only predict three games right? That's the NFL for you. You know, it's tough. Every week, it's tough. There's always a big upset. There's always a performance you didn't see coming. So you got to really be locked in, or maybe just really lucky to do well in Pick'em.
Yeah, and we had some interesting games this past week. In week one, we had the Ravens,
Absolutely.
who I needed that money line. We don't need to talk about that too much. And then what was the game on Monday just recently?
Bears Vikings. Yeah, the Bears
That's
kind of
right.
they had it locked in, and then Mr. JJ McCarthy kind of took over in the fourth quarter there, three touchdowns. So yeah, that was an exciting game. But that's something you can always count on, is there's always going to be something exciting every week in the NFL.
JJ's moment must have kind of skyrocketed after that performance or
Well,
comeback, huh?
you know what? He actually doesn't have a moment on all day because he tore his MCL before the season in just in preseason, like in
That's
OTAs.
right.
So he actually never appeared in a game. So this year he will get his first moment. I have a feeling it may be that rushing touchdown he had at the end there where he kind of had a truck stick. I think that'd be a pretty cool moment to own from first game of his career.
So is that going to be considered his? That will be considered his first moment, his rookie moment. So a highly desirable
Yeah.
moment, right?
It'll be his debut moment, which gets a special badge. Now, unfortunately, in the NFL, rookie year has zero dependency on if you actually played in a game in your first season. So, unfortunately, will not be a rookie collectible. He's technically not a rookie, even though it feels like he should be. I think every other sports league handles it a different way, but this season it will
Interesting.
be its first ever moment. Highly collectible. I assume it'll be pretty scarce. So that should be in a pack upcoming over the next couple weeks, I'd guess.
Tell us about the his autograph series. Is it the same? You actually got when you go to NFL camp? How'd you guys get the
Yeah.
autographs?
Yeah, so this season there's select moments that are gonna have autographs from players in the league. We have great partners at the NFLPA that have supported a lot of really awesome ideas that we wanted to kind of put into place and really lean on them to get these autographs. But essentially the way it's going to work this season, rookie moments and our core sets are going to have signature editions that'll be the exact same play but a much 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 more scarce version of it with an autograph on it. So really taking the collecting and the digital collectible experience to the next level. So with rookie debut, which was the first moments from the top rookies that we had released over the last couple of weeks, those all have signature edition moments. And, guys like Travis Hunter and Cam Ward and, the really, exciting top players in the league, their signature edition moments are going for quite a bit more than just their standard, rookie debut moments. So I think both are really awesome to collect. I think it's just kind of that extra thing that, especially thinking about rookie collectibles, kind of takes it to the next level. And then with metallic gold and hollow icon, which are our core rare and legendary sets, again, best plays from the best players in the league. They will also have signature editions as well to go along with those. So we'll have a hollow icon and MGLE drop coming up in the next couple of weeks, or some of the best plays from like the first fifth of the season, I guess you could say. So yeah, really excited to kind of bring those to life. And even on the moment page, you can kind of see how the autograph was kind of written in digital format. So I would encourage everyone to kind of take a look at that and yeah, see which rookies have the best autograph. Some I think are pretty hilarious to look at. Some are very intricate. So there's always somebody that doesn't really care too much about how their autograph looks. So go out and find them.
Now I need to go look. You got me curious. Did someone spelled her name wrong or something like
No,
that?
no, but if you go look at like Shadir Sanders, he
Oh,
actually is on the positive end of it. Where he's got like I think he's got like dollar signs on his autograph.
oh, I need to go check that out
So
right now.
yeah, so that's a pretty fun one. And then there's other guys that you could definitely recognize who it was, and then there's other players who are like, it's kind of hard to tell who signed this. So good thing it's on the moment page, so you know exactly who signed it.
Question about the NFL right now. We saw Mr. Beast bought the NFL, and what I'm trying to say is that a lot of new marketing has been pushed with the NFL. I was curious, what are you guys doing with the NFL this year? Anything different? Are you guys going to do some collaborations or partnerships?
Yeah, great question. So growth is important to every business. It's important to us as well. And in our first season, you saw NFL Day. You don't know how much money was spent. I could tell you it was a lot on marketing, and whether it was commercials during Thursday Night Football or working with Patrick Mahomes directly as like an ambassador. There were so many things that were ongoing. Hard Knocks. Um, and I don't think the product was quite ready yet. It was, I kind of mentioned at the top where there's just been all these iterations and learnings in this really new kind of category of collectibles that, spent a lot of money and didn't quite, like the product wasn't ready. So, the last 2 seasons in particular, we've really focused on getting the product to a place that we're really proud of and excited about that really kind of hits those benchmarks of the things that we want it to be and what we're excited about and what the league's excited about. And we did some testing last season from the marketing front with different NFL clubs, different NFL partners. So specifically with Ticketmaster, with select clubs, you go to a game. After the game, you get the opportunity to claim a collectible from that game, which we thought was really cool, and the NFL was excited about, and Ticketmaster was excited about, and so are we. And we saw a lot of people coming into the product in that way. The same way that working with clubs, we worked with a couple of clubs last season. I may forget some, but the Ravens, the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Rams in particular, where different product offerings to their fans, whether it be through via email or app push notifications or social posts, or even like VIP unique experiences that our really top end collectors were able to experience. And then also on the other front with athletes, working with different rookies last season, different NFL and greats, retired legends, really just to promote the product from a branding perspective to their fans, just to talk about how awesome NFL Day is. So, anyways, I say all that to say, this season there will be a lot more of that. The things that worked really well, leaning into those things. So, working with clubs, we're working with the Texans, the Bengals, the Jaguars, and the Patriots. We're working with Malik Neighbors. We're working with Josh Jacobs. Some other rookies that haven't been announced yet. Maybe we should leak some out here. Colston Loveland, Jaden Higgins of the Texans. So some other guys that have the potential to really have a big year. That would be really exciting. So all the things that worked really well last year, connecting with NFL fans with the brands and the names that they trust, and going that route is we've seen a lot of really awesome dividends come from those things. Not to mention content creators, just scratching the surface on how we could work with content creators. They have very loyal. You mentioned Mr. Beast at the top. There's a reason why the NFL wants to work with Mr. Beast. He has
Hmm.
the platform. You could even argue he might have a bigger platform than the NFL. It's just as far as the demographic he has. So there's a lot of value that goes into working with content creators that can really explain and express the excitement about the product to their fans and give unique offerings. So you'll see a lot of those things this entire season. Some things have already begun, but a lot of those things that we're really excited about, shipping throughout the season.
Before this podcast is happening before this. I guess going to be released after this drop, I should say. But I see you have a new drop coming up here, the Fresh Threads. Tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's exciting. We know that NFL fans are super loyal to their team. Unlike other sports, you may see, the NBA. I love the NBA, but you may see people be LeBron fans. They're not Laker fans,
Hmm.
they're LeBron fans. And wherever he goes, they're going to go. You see a little bit of that in the NFL, but I think all in all, you have loud and loyal, really passionate fans about their team. And I think it's really exciting in the offseason, whether it be the draft, free agency, or trades. There's a lot of shakeups in the league, and some off seasons are more exciting than the others. But we've got a lot of really big stars that are changing teams this year. Aaron Rodgers, it's like, when is he going to stop playing? I don't know, but he can still do it. We saw him week one. He went off in week one for the Steelers and really helped propel them. That's a guy that changes the course of the franchise for the season. And then you have other guys. Justin Fields, he's bounced around, and it sounds like, from my perspective, week one, he looked really good. I know they lost, but like, he looked really awesome, made a big impact. And then you have guys on defense, you have wide receivers changing teams, DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, George Pickens, the list goes on and on. So really what we're doing here is celebrating, those guys getting their first moments, making an impact in week one, their first collectibles, with their new team. And we know that those fans of those teams are really excited. It's kind of like, when, that new player comes to your team, you go out and buy their jersey, because you're like, okay, I'm really excited. This guy's going to make an impact. It's kind of the same thing on all day, so you go out and get their first collectible. You're big Steelers fans. You got a couple of options. Jalen Ramsey hit to seal the game at the end of their game for the Steelers. That's
Right.
going to be a moment in this drop. Aaron Rodgers will be a challenge reward you can earn. But yeah, it's really exciting. And yeah, we had 4 weeks of rookie content. This is kind of like the first content that's coming outside of that first wave of packs, and should be really exciting tomorrow. Not to mention, there will also be legendary and ultimate tier collectibles in these packs that are like really high-end grail chases, with thematically tied to the players that are changing teams. You'll see Aaron Rodgers' ultimate moments from his MVP season. I think it was 2014. Super scarce, out of 10 collectible. You can rip that in these packs. There's legendary moments from the players that change teams, plus some other NFL stars, to make the packs really exciting. So to me, these packs are really exciting. I expect them to be exciting for the community as well.
I feel like the ultimate should almost come with like a cardboard, which leads me to my next question, because we've been seeing, I wouldn't say a resurgence, but there's in the crypto world, Pokemon trading cards are really popping off,
Yeah.
the physical cardboard. Your competitor, which I'm not going to name, but their name starts with a P.
No,
They're
you can
doing
name
real.
them.
Yeah,
You can
Panini's
name
doing.
them.
They're doing really well
Yeah.
with, not video moments. They're doing really well with their NFTs. People are buying them. You know, they're waiting in line for them. And I was just curious. You don't speak for NFL all day entirely, but just what's your impression of what's happening right now with the collector base? Like, it seems like there is a new, I wouldn't say resurgence of interest, but we're definitely seeing movement, right? Like, and what
Totally.
learning lessons can be from that?
Yeah, totally. I think it's really exciting. This NFTs are not something that's been around as long as cardboard. I'm not saying anything that's groundbreaking. So anytime there's success in the space, I think it's really great. The more publicity and the more conversations that's going around anything that's in the digital space is really exciting. I think there's a lot to learn about, what other products are doing to drive excitement. I think the big thing with Panini is, just from my experience, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but big sales and organic, socially talking about big sales, that's going to always bring in big attraction. It's also going to give some authenticity, I think, to the product with the cardboard world. It's like, okay, this Caitlin Clark Kaboom just sold for more than her entire salary, and it may go for more than the actual cardboard version. That's a real thing, right? I think
Right.
that speaks volume, and just kind of like makes it, eye popping. I think the other thing is, I don't really actually use the product. I just kind of see what you all see. But I do know that the packs sell fast, and then on the secondary marketplace, they sell for more than what they go for. So, I would love to hear what you all think about it. Like, is it a collectible platform, or it kind of gives me early Top Shot vibes where people are coming in, making a lot of money, and that's what people are excited about. And I think that's great for any product. I think we would love to have massive sales as well that bring people into our thing. But I think just the things that we're focused on more or less, and just for all day in particular, is the collecting experience, the utility that comes with the collectibles, the storytelling of the moments, because every moment is different. Two Patrick Mahomes moments are two totally different things that have happened in his career, and we're curating those plays on the field. So Love to hear what you all think of what they're doing well, and what would you like to see on all day?
Yeah, I think they're just catering to what people are comfortable with, and they already know. Oh no, they have a lot of these boxes of cards behind their desk, right? And
Yeah.
they enhanced it. They actually did a really great job because when they first came out, Panini was like, it was terrible. It was just exactly the cardboard, right? No enhancement, nothing. I was like, oh, might as well just have the actual cardboard. But they really did a good job with the graphics, in my opinion, and they just made it scarce. Like they made the packs very scarce. They made the uh they didn't, the supply was, I guess, well curated for the community. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. And maybe it's a bigger gap to jump, to video versus, like you mentioned, I appreciate the videos, but it's a bigger bridge for most people to be like, oh, this is a new thing, or this is
Totally.
better than what's already out there. So, but it's so new that I'm kind of like scratching my head, like, but I like it. I saw a Steph Curry kaboom. I'm like, I really want that, but I'm not
Yeah.
paying $90,000 for that. So I got, a number one Steph Curry on Top Shot. I got his jersey number on Top
Yeah.
Shot. So, those are what I'm excited about, but that's kind of my take.
Yeah, to kind of jump on Joe's back there with what he was saying is I do enjoy the moments a lot. The video moments are very interesting. I mean, for instance, who was it against the Jacksonville Jaguars last year? Barkley, when he
Yeah.
made that like
Oh yeah.
pivoting, spinning, reverse leap. You see it everywhere. And I remember when that happened, I was like, well, that's going to be a moment on NFL all day, like
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Uh,
because it's so epic. And you don't get that same type of connection or feel or even nostalgic memory years down the line of exactly what happened behind cardboard or the Panini image. But they've curated it very well. Like Joe said, I think the Kaboom look really good. They've cleaned it
yeah.
up a little bit. And when you're able to buy a pack and flip it for more than what you bought it for, people like that. It's going to draw more attention.
Totally. Yeah, I think the art that I've seen looks really cool. And I think there is something to be said that Kaboom and all the different things that fall under the Panini brand, they're a brand that, like, it's the same thing that you would see in cardboard. Like, I can totally see how someone that's a hardcore cardboard collector sees the similar thing digitally, and it's like, oh, I know that brand, I know that IP, like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. So totally, yeah, I think that's a huge advantage, and they should lean into it. Sounds like they are, and they're doing great. That's great.
Yeah, I think there's a world where like both can succeed very well. You
Yeah,
you want more people to gravitate towards digital collectibles,
totally.
talking about them, the uniqueness to them. You before we were talking a little bit about Panini. You were talking about some of the moments that are upcoming in these packs. I'm a Steelers fan. So I definitely can relate because I think you rattled off like DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I was like, there's been a lot of shakeup within my
absolutely.
Pittsburgh Steelers team, to say the least. And they didn't look so hot. I mean, their defense did not look so
They
hot. I mean,
scored
credit,
though. They scored,
yeah.
which has been not been something that the Steelers have done in the last decade, it feels like. So,
Well, there is a major concern there for any Pittsburgh fans out there. If we remember the playoffs last year and the end of the season, like last five or
yeah,
six games, where they just couldn't stop the run, which is
totally.
a big no-no, especially with the highest paid defense in the league, and you're just getting gashed, and that's real tough to watch as a Steelers fan. Like at least we can like stop the other team and have a chance, and they were getting gashed towards the end of last year. Did some nice moves. I mean, they've upgraded with Ramsey and they have Joey Porter Jr. They got TJ under contract. They Derek Harmon, he didn't play, but he was a number one, their first
Yeah,
draft pick on the D line. They're
it
using
helped.
assets. I want them not to let the New York Jets score 34
I
points.
agree.
And credit to Justin Fields, man.
Yeah.
That I liked him when he was a Steeler. I liked him when he was in Chicago. He's had a up and down career, but he looked good, and it looked like the Steelers were absolutely lost when he was running
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, that dual threat. He's never been known for, being a great passer, but if he can weave in some of those deep throws, he had one to Garrett Wilson that was just like, okay, that kind of opens things up, to where he can use his legs. So, but I agree. I think they're going to be a very interesting team to watch this season, the Steelers. So we'll be watching.
Who's your team, Spencer?
Yeah, so great question. I used to be a St. Louis Rams fan.
Okay.
When they left, I, kind of axed that relationship. It was kind of like an ex-girlfriend. It's like, well, I'm not following you on Facebook anymore. So I'm a massive college football fan, and my family's from Texas, so we are Texas fans. So I typically will follow the guys, when they get drafted to the league. So I'm not going to go out and say I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, but I definitely root for the Falcons because of my guy Bijan. So he's my boy. So gotta go with the Falcons right now.
How are we feeling week one, Texas, Ohio? I'm a Penn State fan, so I have my own Devils here with Ohio State. How are we feeling about that first game? They bounced back at Texas against a little bit of an
San
inferior
Jose, yeah.
opponent. But
Yeah, so I actually went to that game. I drove up to Columbus. I went to the game, paid way too much money. But it was a great experience. The fans were really nice. It was the loudest stadium I've ever been in my entire life, and I've been in a lot of stadiums. Um, Texas defense and the Ohio State defense, I think, are both elite, probably both top five in the country. Arch Manning looked really bad. I'm definitely not in the group that's like saying he's overrated, this, that, and that. I think he looked really bad. I think he also made, in the fourth quarter in particular, made a couple of passes that were NFL level passes that were really cool to see. But then there was just a lot of other passes. It's like, damn, man, like just terrible. So last week he looked better, but still, like, there's still some of those issues. So we'll see. I mean, they got 2 weeks of cupcakes before they play Florida, who's having their own problems. So I'm still a believer in Texas. Their defense is really, really, really good. Like they're going to be able to stop any offense. So I think if Arch can just be average, I think he's trying to do too much. If he can just be average, I think Texas will be in the playoff again.
Awesome, Spence. We know we have a hard stop, so we're gonna wrap things up here. Last thing before we leave, your prediction, who's winning it all, and any other updates that you maybe left out, some alpha you want to drop for us before you
Yeah.
head out, and where can people find you?
Yeah, I know like the week one performance would say like no way. I think the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. I think Lamar Jackson is just too damn good. The defense they've got playmakers. They did not look great, but they were playing Josh Allen. So, we'll see what happens. They pretty much dominated that game until the very
Right.
end, which matters. So I'm going Ravens. And for as far as any other updates, I would like to tell anyone out there listening, if you go to the NFL All Day homepage right now and scroll down, there's a section that says claim my rookie collectible. And for free, you can claim a rookie moment that could have a moment from any rookie that has a moment. So that includes Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, any of those guys. So go in there, claim your free pack. It doesn't matter if you're new or if you've been a collector for a long time. Go do that. It's absolutely free. And people can find us at NFL All Day. You can find me on Twitter at Pack Rip Mahomes. That's my play on Patrick Mahomes and NFL Day moments. So Pack Rip Mahomes. And yeah, join in on the fun. Make your free submissions in the game modes. That's every week. You can win real prizes, which is great. So come join us on the fun.
Awesome, Spence. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.